My guest this morning on Contours is my returning guest, John Hampilos from Little Brook Nursing and Convalescent Home. We occasionally get together and talk about things that have to do with the elderly and how to make their lives easier and a better quality of life. And today we're going to be talking about ways to make your home more elder friendly. So welcome back, John.
Thank you, Melanie. It's a pleasure to be here again.
So tell us about the easiest ways to make your home elder friendly, because I think there's some things on here that might seem obvious, but just don't necessarily cross your mind if you have an elderly person living with you, or maybe one that you're a caregiver for that still lives in their own home.
Sure. Melanie, as you know, and many of your guests know, the baby boomers are approaching retirement age, and it's been projected that over the next 20 years, the number of eligible retirees will increase from roughly 40 million to over 70 million people 65 years of age plus. And it's important as we age that we consider whether we're going to be selling our homes or living in them during our golden years, including myself, by the way, that we consider ease of use and access and mobility within our homes. That includes staircases and appliances, bathrooms, and kitchens. And I think there are 8 important changes that we can make, some of which are very easy to make. Others you may have to hire a contractor for to incorporate into our homes as we age and we have the time and the resources to do. One of the first things that we can do in our homes is install grab bars in particularly bathrooms, but also in kitchen areas or other areas that we may need a bit of help in sitting down in or standing up in, for example, in bathrooms, shower stalls, and tub areas, and also the toilet area. And these grab bars, they used to come in this standard stainless steel material that was not as attractive. But nowadays, grab bars are made of various materials, including copper and brass and other fine metallic tones that really can complement and fit in with the decorum of a bathroom, for example. Not only that, they come in 2 different sizes as well. The ideal size is probably 1 3/8 inches. So manufacturers have made 1 1/4 inch diameter and 1.5 inch diameter grab bars. And they're relatively easy to install. And as I said, can be an attractive complement to one's home, one's bathroom, or even other rooms in their home.
And that's something you can put at whatever height you want. There is no one standard place to put one of those grab bars. It depends on how short or how tall the person is that's going to be using it.
That's right. That's right. In a facility like Little Brook Nursing Home, we're required to follow ADA standards, the American Disabilities Act standards and requirements. It also has to be complemented by what's, rational and practical. And so it really depends on a person's height. In their home, if you have a tall gentleman or lady, the grab bars would be, positioned higher on the walls. If they have larger hands, for example, or smaller hands, you would buy the appropriately sized grab bar as well. So you're absolutely right. It can be tailored to one's individual needs.
Tip number 1, that's a great one for grab bars in the bathroom. And that's not so bad for when you have little kids, too, and they're getting in and out of the tub.
Absolutely.
So it works both ways. And then this was very interesting on your list. Alleviate your washing machine and clothes dryer and maybe even the dishwasher. I would think those would make someone's life easier, but it could work the other way around.
Historically, we've not had a problem bending over with front-loading dryers, for example, but now washing machines are also front-loading as well, and dishwashers have always been front-loading. And as we age, our backs start to give out a little bit, muscle spasms come into play. And it's important that we and the manufacturers actually consider alternatives to front loaders. The washing machines are still available as top loaders, but until that time comes when the machines have been redesigned for an aging population, the manufacturers have made available these pedestals which complement the appliance. So dryers and washing machines now come with pedestals that can serve as storage areas, but more importantly, elevate the front-loading dryers and washing machines to a height that is less strenuous on our bodies. And the same thing could also be done instead of dishwashers. Dishwashers don't have to be near the floor. They could be elevated as well. It could be very attractive as a built-in appliance next to a refrigerator, for example. So, we encourage the use of elevated equipment and encourage the purchasing of pedestals to help us as we age.
And this is one that I've always done. Light up everything.
Absolutely. It's critical. As we age, we have what's called a neural and visual degeneration, and that is caused by the narrowing of the pupils and the receptivity of light by the eye, and also the clouding or thickening of the lens. So seeing it becomes more difficult as we age. In the nursing home, we have various types of lighting, incandescent, fluorescent. LED is also very popular now. And these are important, especially in hallways or around beds and bathrooms that are constantly lit. And they're very energy efficient, especially the LED devices. They're a little bit more expensive than, for example, a plug-in incandescent mini light bulb. But over the long term, they save a tremendous amount in energy costs and provide just as much illumination in the evening, and some of them even come with mechanisms that turn on during the evening or dark hours and turn off when light appears. We encourage the placing of night lights throughout one's home so that they can see at night and sometimes even during the day where they're going or what they're stepping onto.
Sure, especially if you're someone who gets up during the middle of the night to use the bathroom or to get a drink of water or something. You want to know where those stairs are.
Absolutely. The last thing you want to do is stumble and fall.
We're speaking today to John Hampilos. He is from Little Brook Nursing and Convalescent Home, and he's giving us some tips for better senior living and a better quality of life for the seniors that are our loved ones and that we care for or that want to make sure are safe in their homes and can stay in their homes. And another thing we're going to talk about, and now here's something I just did the opposite in my bathroom when we redid the countertop. Change your dual water faucets to single handle lever faucets. And I just did the opposite. I went from a single to a double because it was prettier.
Pretty is nice, and you're still young, so don't worry about it.
There you go. Thank you.
You've got another 20 years before you have to change your faucets and
I'll
handles.
be long gone out of that house before I do that.
Well, there you go. You'll be moving into a retirement elderly-friendly home, I'm sure. I mean, single-handle levers are important. As we age, we have less dexterity, and it's important to make ease of use with all our appliances and products as accessible as possible. And the lever is ideal because it regulates, not only it allows us, to move it, much more easily than dual handled faucets, but it allows us to also regulate the temperature of the water much more easily, as there's usually one mixing valve that mixes the hot water and the cold water. So there's less chance of scalding or burning, for example. We have converted in Little Brook Nursing Home all of our door handles and our faucet handles that our residents and guests use to single, lever or lever type of handles to make ease of use and safety paramount.
And then another thing is, and this is another great one, eliminate throw rugs. You don't know how often I walk through my own home with heels on and I get caught on that throw rug.
Heels or even flat-soled shoes too. Corners typically, curl under or curl over, and I countless times have almost stumbled and killed myself in the process. Throw rugs are beautiful. I still have them in my home. I try to watch out for them, especially the corners. But as we age, we typically wear softer, soled shoes that are rubber or latex in material. They tend to grip the floors. The hard floor is much better, but unfortunately, they grip the rugs even more. And heels as well are a problem. You can catch your heel in one of the threads or corner or an edge of a throw rug and end up falling. We encourage the elimination of throw rugs. The ideal situation is to have wooden floors. Concrete, can resist falls and cause fractures. Wooden floors absorb impact, not as good as carpets or throw rugs, but we encourage the elimination of not only throw rugs but also carpets. In our home, we have eliminated all rugs. Rugs and carpets are very attractive, as I said earlier, but they're also dust magnets and dirt and smell magnets as well. And while they, are nice when they're first purchased, they do stain and they do collect an inordinate amount of dust that is not attractive. And so for those couple reasons, we encourage the elimination of rugs and carpeting from a home that is being tailored for an elderly person.
And then this is the next one on the list we just touched upon a little bit, was changing doorknobs to lever handles. And you know what? I love the way the levers look better anyway. You can get some nice, Victorian looking levers, and they're beautiful.
They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And you can get them in any type of material, brushed nickel or stainless steel or brass or satin brass, etc. They're very attractive. As you said, they're ornamental. They have scroll designs, they have flat designs, and they're really complementary to the type of home that you may have. For an arthritic or a person who has weakened hands, it's an ideal type of handle to use instead of the traditional round handles that were incorporated into homes throughout the past century.
Railings. Oh, this drives me crazy. When you go to someone's home, and it maybe not so much on the inside of the house, but on the outside, when the railing on the porch is rickety. It scares me even just, at my age.
Yeah, it's frightening. And rails are critical inside and outside the home. Inside the home, rails on both sides of a staircase are, critical and essential. And even in a hallway too, just to catch, yourself, your footing is important as well. Rails, again, should be tailored to the height of the person or persons in the family. The diameters or style are, there's many different styles. There's round rails, there's square rails, there are, stylish rails as well, different materials, wood, plastic, metal, obviously, and they could be very, very attractive. The other option for staircases is the movable stair lifts. And over the years, the styling and practicality of a stair lift has improved. And the pricing has improved too. Years ago, they were, several thousands of dollars. Now you can get a very nice stair lift for around $1,000 installed. It's another option because scaling stairs can be frightening for many as they age. And if you intend to stay in your home, a split level or colonial home, having a stair lift would be ideal. Otherwise, a ranch home would be the best option for an elderly person. So we encourage the addition of rails in other rooms as well, maybe next to the bed as well. Obviously, we talked about handrails, important handrails in the bathroom, in the kitchen area, all living areas, just even in the entrance of the home, just to catch your grip, yourself in the event of a fall. Outside, critical as well. If you have stairs or ramps, make these rails accessible and usable. Some of the rails, for example, on patios or decks, are made of wood that really are might be attractive. In a sense, made of 2x6 pieces of wood. Something more practical, like a round rail for an elder-friendly home, should be used there as well. So talk to your contractor, talk to your local home supply store about options, and also on the internet, check out what the ADA recommends as well.
One thing about railings is even if you only have one step down, like say to get from a front walkway up onto the little front porch to get into your home, that one step can often just be troublesome to get up and down if you don't have something to grab onto to get up and down.
Right. You could probably put one up. The other option is also, as you're considering that, to consider putting a ramp there or breaking the step up into two smaller steps.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably will allow you to put, handrail there as well.
The last thing, and this is something that we can all participate in without even spending any money on on cost for doing it, but make sure that builders make new homes builder friendly. If you are in the market for a new home, or you're looking for you have elderly relatives or friends that are looking to downsize and relocate, remind them of these helpful hints when they're looking for a house, and remind the builders that are doing the new construction where you may be looking that you want the home to be elder friendly.
Absolutely. And there are many things that can be done very easily by an architect, incorporated into the designs of a home and executed by a builder. And, I can go through a whole list of items here, but some of the most important items are: remove walls that are unnecessary, make rooms bigger, more expansive, easier to move around in, either walking with a wheelchair or with a walker. Remove any unnecessary barriers, stepping up to different levels of the home, for example. Consider a single-story home. Little Brook Nursing Home is a single-story facility. It was designed that way so that our residents could have access from their bedroom to the kitchen, to the living room area, to the dining area, to all areas of the facility. That's critical. Ramps. If someone is intending to build a home, they should consider putting ramps to complement any stairs in the rear of the house or in front of the house. Lower the mailbox, for example. Put a sink next to or on top of the stove range so that people don't have to move pots and pans too far away from the stove, for example. These are there are many other things that could be done. Lower light switches. Shower entries should not have any lips on them or curbs. They could just be a continuous tile from the room, the bathroom, into the shower and out of the shower stall, for example. Incorporating a bathtub that has easy access, that has a door in it for someone. Instead of climbing over the bathtub, they could just walk into a bathtub and close the door. They're sealed, they're waterproof, and some of them come even with whirlpools incorporated into them, and they're fantastic. So these are options that builders can build into homes at very little and sometimes no additional cost. When they don't have to put up another wall or barrier, that's savings for them, not only in materials, but also in labor. And so what you may save there, you can invest in other sections of the house by adding other features. So there's options to build a new home to spec or modify an existing home to accommodate your elderly needs.
John, all great information once again that you bring to us and to the listeners. John Hampilos from Little Brook Nursing and Convalescent Center. We thank you again for all this great information and look forward to hearing what you have to talk about next time you come in.
Thank you, Melanie, and thank you to WNTI.